Hello, my name is Scott for SB Gaming and welcome back to Transport Fever American Campaign Mission Number 4, Motor Industry.
Industry is booming around the Great Lakes. Food for the entire nation is produced in the areas surrounding Chicago, and the automobile industry is growing in Detroit. The automobile is opening up new possibilities for transportation. Trucks can deliver large quantities of goods to the most remote corners. The automobile is still the exclusive pleasure of the affluent, but it could soon become a mass-produced commodity and revolutionize the entire transport industry.
In this mission we have 5 medals. We have speed record, ensure that the first motor races can take place before 1925. Furtive, see to it that you don't get caught by the police. We have rich in success, only those who have had at least 25 million in their own pockets once in their life are taken seriously in the automobile industry. We have stroke of luck, it would be more hygienic for all involved if the pigs were slaughtered in a conventional manner. And finally, large crowds, make sure that at least 25 people are waiting at one stop at once to make a pilgrimage to the motor races. So I've done this mission before, I've done it a few times, and in the past I've done it when this medal in particular has been bugged. And with the recent beta patch that is currently out, although by the time you're watching this it will be released, this medal plus the medal on the European campaign number 7, mission number 7, has also been fixed, so people will now be able to actually start getting all of the medals. Yes indeed. Anyway, with this mission we have speed record, ensure the first motor races can take place before 1925. We have until 1925 to get this mission done. It's fairly easy to do. There's a few things that you can do to get things ramped up so that you can of course get everything wrapped up. Anyway, let's get started.
It is the year 1909, and there's not much to complain about here in the Midwest. There's a spirit of optimism. Completely new production methods are opening up new possibilities and business opportunities. A stake in the automobile industry. Now that would be an interesting investment. Our friend William Durant is planning something big, and we could get on board. We still lack the necessary capital, but in just a couple of years, we will also be profiting from the auto business.
Alright, 5 medals can be earned in this mission.
The automobile business is the market of the future. We should invest in it. But first, we're going to need a tidy sum of seed capital. This is easiest earned satisfying the most mundane of human needs, food and drink. The people are hungry for meat, and the transport of animals for slaughter is lucrative, so long as this bloody business doesn't give you the heebie-jeebies. Nowhere on earth is more meat prepared than in the Union stockyards of Chicago. The pigs enter at the front, and the cans exit at the back. A model example of rationality.
Alright, so transport pigs from farm number 1 and farm number 2 to the Chicago food processing plant. The foods produced in Chicago food processing plant can be delivered to the commercial areas of the cities. So we have to raise capital. We need to get started with doing. Alright, so we have a farm over here, we have the food processing plant here, and we have another farm down here. We also have a Chicago distillery here. It's kind of over here in the trees, like it's not trying to get noticed, so yeah, about that. We also have down here, this is, if I can click on it, the Indianapolis racetrack. Right there is nothing except a little bit of road and a storage spot for stuff. We have over here construction materials, where we can bring stone or slag to produce construction materials. We have an oil refinery here. We have oil there. And we have the stone quarry over there. And with this map, if you want to maximize your income, you want to get these things, all these things operating and shipping out. So that is what I'm going to do. We are also going to want to, in this first episode, possibly the second episode, will be just planning and preparation. So yeah, basically that. We have Detroit down here, we have Indianapolis over here. What I would like to do is set up, well, first we're going to run road vehicles this way. And what I'm just going to do, we are going to put a freight truck station. We're going to throw it right about here. Yeah, right there. And then we're going to put one right here. And that connects. We're going to throw another one down here. And where's the farm going to light up? Farm's lit up. I'm also going to throw one right here, because we will of course need this eventually. Throw it there, that's fine. And now we are going to also set up the stone, because reasons. And right about there is good. I'm going to set up the oil. Get everything set up before you need it. Actually, this doesn't really matter, but I will be... I've had issues with this before. You do eventually have to deliver some fuel over here to the construction materials, but I tried doing that by train, by sending fuel over here and then having it come down here, but I ran out of time. We are just going to set this up right here, although I'm actually going to bring a train in through here. Okay. We can keep this here. And we're just going to use a small truck stop. And now we are going to do the same thing over here. And is there any way to fit that in? Possibly. Something like right there. Something like that. And we are going to want to have something here, although with that said, I just want things to drop off here. So I am going to use the bus stop exploit. I don't care if vehicles... Yeah, we're just going to throw this here. Normally what I would do is I would, if I just wanted a drop-off point, I would put this here and just have that outside as an extra depot. Now, I am going to be running a freight train as well as a passenger train. Now, yep, we're going to, might as well set this up. I will set up the train stations first. We're going to want a terminus station. And we are going to want this to come in. Actually, I might as well put in this one in first. Although with that said, I could put one like this. I could do something like this and have trains come in like that and out like that. Although, no, that's not going to work for freight. We'll throw it here. And I'm actually going to want... We're going to say no to catenaries because I don't need them. Second street connection, no. We're going to go 2 tracks. And we are going to throw this. Let's see, I'm going to want it coming from there. And then going out that way. We'll just build it there. And now we want to build a medium street. Connect that on to there. And that onto there. And we are going to want the rail going out that way. No to catenaries. And I actually want to come out like that. And like that. On this side, we're going to have it running this way, although right there. Doesn't matter if the train slows down right at the station. Now, we are going to tear that apart. And bring this across, although I will also disconnect that, just because reasons. And the reason we're running passenger rail is, of course, they'll bring us in a lot of money, and money is what we want. Now we are going to reconnect this road, that, and now we're just going to run this like that. And now we are going to also want a freight station, because we're going to be dropping some stuff off, and I'll throw it, yeah, right about there. We are going to have this. Actually, I'm going to do the inside first. And we'll just do that. Connect that on like that. And same thing here, although, oh no, I want to keep it running. Yep, that's good. And now, find the, there we go. It's a little bit disappointing. And like that. Alright, that is good for there. Now, over here, we are going to want to have passenger rail. There is a reason I'm setting this up first. We want just one platform. And we are going to run this. Actually, I'm going to run it like that. Oh, bother. Passenger. And now we are also going to do freight rail. Should have done this one first. Now we're going to want to have construction materials coming in here. We're going to want to have the food going out. We're going to want to have those on separate lines, possibly another one for fuel. So I'm going to start with 3 tracks. And now I want to put this at a point where, and also goods. So, yep. Now, I'm going to run this. And we're going to want to have a diamond. There. And there. And we are going to do that. Actually, I want this to maximize its speed. Coming into the station. Go there. Yep, 120. That is fine. And now we will connect that like that. Extend that out. Alright, so we are going to actually pull back that. And right there's fine. And to there. are going to put in signals, or rather, I'll do that off screen because reasons. I will probably also run the track off screen, but that is where we're going to have it. So I'm going to want to run this up to here, this connecting onto there. We're going to have another... Okay, so we have the commercial areas in here and the industrial areas in here. The more efficient way is to bring it in through here rather than trying to bring it in around here. What I am going to do though is we are going to... Can I squeeze this in here? Yes, I can. Nice. Medium straight. Roughly there. I'm actually going to destroy that. And... no. There. And I'm just going to do Country Road. Its purpose will be obvious coming up. Now we're going to want to have passenger station. We're going to use a terminal, and this can only needs to be one platform. And now, although first what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a bus tram stop, although I don't really need to. No, I'm not going to. We're going to put in a truck station though, right there. That'll allow me to truck in goods to this side of the city. And we're actually going to do the freight station first. Right about here, although we are going to do 3 platforms. Now we'll just... This one I think I'll just do 2 platforms. Yeah, I probably didn't need the... Yep. Same time, what I'm going to do is we are going to put in the passenger station. 1 track. And we'll just squeeze it in. Like that. And I want to just make sure that is very flat, since the game does tend to have an issue with slope when you try to build these. Really? Or maybe just has an issue in general. Like that. Construction not possible. You better be possible. And now we're going to do the same thing. Sure, that's fine. And connect that up like that. This over to there, and this over to there. So that's passenger and freight connected over there, passenger and freight over here, and passenger and freight over there. Off screen, what I will be doing is I'll just connect those up. But first, what I'm going to do is run this out like this. And the reason I do it this way is I want the trains coming in to be full speed all the way here. If they're coming out onto the line, I don't care if they have to merge over, if this has to be short or a tight curve. Now, yeah, these are just too far apart to make it reasonably. Anyway, we are just going to connect these up. And I just want a crossing over point. Now, that is left side there. This is left side. Okay, so this can be connected. 56K, sure. And I'll just do the same thing over here. And really? Go. And there we go. And then I'll just put in the rest of the roads. And the reason for that is something specific. Now we're going to put a large truck stop over here, but I also want it to connect into that. That is fine. And that's also connected into that. So anything coming in here by freight will dump into there to be shipped off here. We are going to build medium straight like that. And now, to get a fast and efficient route from here over to there, we are going to build a road. And we're just going to connect that up like that. And now I want this coming across over to there, actually. Nope, we don't want to remove a field. There. That, and now cross like that. I wanted this line in first before I built this road. $18K, no problem. So that will connect onto that. So we have farm connected directly, this connected directly. If I wanted to, I could remove that and straighten that out, but don't need to. Farm will bring over here, that farm will bring over to there. I might as well set up the lines. New line is from here to here. You'll have another line from here to here. We'll have another line that runs from here to here to here. We're going to have a passenger line that runs from here over to here, over to here, and then back to here before it returns back there. We are going to have, and I'm going to have to set up the bus stops here. We'll have to set up stops in there, stops over there. And what I would like to do is get started with this, and we are going to, actually before I do, we're also going to have another line. Add station, it'll go from here to over here, and I'm probably going to add another line connecting that onto there, or actually no, cutting across here, just to make it a shorter distance as well. That will of course allow the goods to get onto here to be shipped out, as well as over to the cities. And now we are going to build some depots. And yeah, I would rather actually set them up over here. There's a reason for that. When I put new vehicles on the road, I want them to go right here, right away. And we are going to want to have at least one more depot down here. So I'll throw that there. For reasons, I will be building another depot here. Might as well throw it in. We are going to need one down here for the road vehicles, and one over here. There will be another one over here because reasons. And I'm going to put one over here because other reasons. When I buy the vehicles, I want them to go directly to the truck stations without wasting time. Yep. Alright, about that. So, we will get started in the next episode. What I'll do is just finish up any of the infrastructure upgrades that I want to do and make sure that everything's going, just because I want to get this all done before we move on, because I don't want to be stopping in the middle of getting things involved and, you know, laying down rail or laying down other stuff. I want to get it all done and ready to run before we actually run the mission. Anyway, at this point in time, what I'm going to do is take a break here, and we will continue off with more Transport Fever American Campaign number 4 in the next episode. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Transport Fever. Thank you for watching. My name is Scott Frisbee Gaming, and as always, have a good day.